distracted by your hair. I know she's here, but this is shocking. Oh, she's not listening. This is shockingly attractive. Between the two of you guys,
right? I think it's good. I think it's actually pretty good. It's tough because I am like losing my hair, like for sure. Like it's definitely like losing it. So it looks a little bit in certain angles like a comb over. But I'm like, no, it's not. I swear. I just think it looks kind of nice.
My hair is weird because like it grows more on the sides.
Yeah.
So I end up looking like Krusty the Clown. And like I know it's getting thinner here.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, but it's still enough.
It's still there. Right. Well, yeah, and I'm kind of I have a similar effect. Like you're great though. That's that thing. There's a full head of hair. Yeah. But I there's certain angles, like certain pictures, just like look at me, like boom, like like great hair. And then there's other ones, there's like I should probably shave my head. Like that's
no, white people shouldn't shave their heads unless it's like this is good.
Yeah.
If my hair gets even like a quarter inch longer, I look terrible. There's like 3 hairs here that get longer, and then there's a few right there that don't do anything.
Yeah.
And so it looks like I've got like a little like half. Like an angle,
right?
It just looks strange if like it grows even longer.
You know the George Costanza where it's like plenty of hair here and then full bald.
Yeah.
That must have been on purpose, right? Because your hair is a good indicator.
No, some guys are like that.
It doesn't grow at all.
Yeah, it doesn't grow at all on the top, and then like
for
a long time you were just like supposed to grow the sides and
leave it.
Yeah, it's just literally male pattern baldness.
That's like how some that used to be a handsome way to be, and now it looks terrible. Now we're all like that looks like
who was the basketball player who was like 31 and he had that hair? I think Karl Malone maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Karl Malone, definitely.
Karl Malone, right? Yeah.
He also sexually assaulted young children, but that's
Well, that's not as bad as male pattern baldness. And that leads us into the show.
Welcome to CFC Confidential. We should leave, I think, that in.
I hope we do.
I'm the big dog, the BXC, DXC of Comedy Fight Club, here with my co-host, the Goofball Pat Haggerty.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we got a great guest tonight. We've got frequent main eventer of Comedy Fight Club. He's judged. He's done a bunch of battles. Get up for Stan Talouis.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. I've always wanted to be... Well, no. I've always asked if there should be an official N-word of Comedy Fight Club.
Okay.
But Matt Maron doesn't want to. I'm not saying I want to do it. I'm just saying there probably should be for representation purposes.
Yeah. He literally can't announce it. He'd have to hand the mic to Derek or someone with a black guy to be like, this is the...
You can't say it, Mark.
We have a guest announcer.
Okay, we can say it. We'll cut it out. You can say it.
Did you hear? That's crazy. I just said that.
I'll edit it in. I'll edit it that you're saying it in.
It's just Samuel Jackson's voice.
Yeah. I was singing AI. I'll do an AI. Put Mark Henely saying the N-word. They're like, we have several matches of this happening.
This is not what technology was for. But you've done a bunch of battles. Yeah. Do you like doing roast battles?
Yeah, I do. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, all right, like I'm a little over it just because I've done them so often, and like between CFC and Roasted and like other stuff, I'm just like, all right, I kind of want to like focus on jokes, like my own jokes. But I do like the exercise of writing jokes. I like the challenge of like taking, even when I don't get information from somebody, like trying to just write stuff on my own that I think would be funny. So I do like the task of it, but like I don't know, I'm happy to be taking a break. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm happy to be like taking a break from it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially because like my fiance doesn't like she's not a fan. She's not a fan of coming to them, so I'm like all right, yeah. But I enjoy going to them for sure.
Yeah. Well, your last one was against Pat. It was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Somebody dropped out and
like 2 days.
Yeah. What I love is like, especially because I've known Pat for so long, and I'm like I went into it like, all right, well, Pat's not gonna write anything. I'm just gonna do my best and try to weather the storm. Yeah. That is Pat Haggerty.
But
and he ended up winning.
Yeah.
Pat with no preparation is as most dangerous.
Right. Like a corner.
Yeah.
There was one where like a bunch of battles dropped out, so me and Pat were like, "Fuck it, we'll just do an undercard."
Yeah.
Well, the show's happening in half an hour. We're just gonna do an undercard.
Yeah.
So I'd already written jokes for another battler and just made them about Pat
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
And then Pat just wrote his jokes there, and he did end up winning because like if you have like half an hour, they're like, how did Pat do this? And then when they're like, but if it seems like he's had a longer time, then people are like, you did? Why?
That took you 2 weeks?
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty bad. Yeah.
It's always funny to watch Pat battle someone who you know took it seriously.
One of my favorites ever is Pat versus Ilya Laxon, because Ilya is like the template of like what you're supposed to do at roast battle.
Yeah.
He was to show up, write really good jokes, don't like make a spectacle of yourself, just like do good jokes. And people do receive him that way. They do receive him as like being very, very good.
Yeah.
And then Pat is just like just yelling and singing and doing nonsense. I think he did a surf motion.
Yeah. I was like, Ilya Laxon once got kicked out of ISIS for being too extreme. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. What I meant to say was Ilya Laxon got kicked out of ISIS for being too extreme.
And just like looking at Ilya's face as he's doing it. And he's looking at Pat, looking at the audience, trying to see how it's being received.
It's the funniest thing.
Yeah. What was your first roast battle you did for Fight Club?
Damn, that's a good question. First, I don't remember actually. I don't like that's wow.
Because the oldest one of yours that I remember being like very memorable to me was you did a Halloween roast a few years ago where you played Herman Cain against Dalton Castle, not Dalton Castle, Dalton Pruitt, doing
he was
Roseanne. Yeah. And you don't look anything like Herman Cain.
No.
And all your jokes were just that you thought Roseanne was hot.
Yeah. Because I don't like Herman Cain either. So I was like,
why not?
I was like, how can I make a fool of Herman Cain while also trying to write jokes? So I was just like I just played a character.
Yeah.
Like just calling Roseanne a fat bitch. but in the sense that like, because Herman Cain's black and he probably likes fat bitches.
Yeah.
So I was like, like at one point I remember I said something. I was like, I love you, bitch. And I just like, I know Gino Visconti really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, you were great.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have voted for Herman Cain if he had gotten the nomination?
Absolutely not. I would have stayed out of. I would have just not voted.
You sort of been still Obama?
Yeah. Actually,
Obama versus McCain?
It would have been.
No,
yeah.
versus Cain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so.
Well,
no, Herman Cain. Was it Herman Cain was?
Yeah, it was like 2012.
Oh,
yeah,
was it?
Yeah, it was Obama's second term. Herman Cain ran, but McCain won the nomination.
Yeah.
And Obama beat that old asshole.
That was 08.
Beat that old ass.
Was that 08?
McCain was 08.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was
Romney.
Romney.
No.
Yeah. Which honestly, sign me up for Romney now. Looking back, bring his ass back.
He's still around. He's not doing anything.
Yeah. He probably would have eased the transition of like Republican from Democrat.
Yeah.
No, he would.
We've opened Pandora's box now. We can't have regular politicians.
Yeah.
Like it can only get worse from here.
Yeah, well now it used to be like a crazy person. They're like, well, no one will fund them because how could they win? But now you can talk. You could really talk like people with money to being like they might win. You know, like but they're like a bounty hunter on TV, and they're like, but they could win. People love them.
Yeah, he's so charismatic.
Yeah, we kept saying no to the Bob Doles and the and the other, like the normal-ish Republicans.
Yeah.
And then it was like they were like, all right, well, how about this shit?
But it'll happen to Democrats too, because we say no to the normalish Democrats too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Pete Buttigieg comes out there and he's like, "Hello, I do all my homework," and then we're all like, "Fuck you, all your dumbass homework."
Get out of here, nerd.
Fucking nerd.
He's like, "No, but I'm gay too." You're like, "Yeah, but you're one of those gay nerds."
That's the one thing we like about you. You're gay.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I don't remember my first battle. I remember some early ones. I remember my first Roast Masters. My first battle ever was against Daniel J. Parafin.
Okay, Roastmasters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I lost.
What kind of Daniel Parafan was it? Was it skinny? Was he fat? Was he?
He was in between.
He was
closer to
skinny. In between.
Closer to skinny than fat.
Right.
Yeah. He beat me.
Yeah, there was a time he was so fat where I definitely remembered where his belly button would pop through his shirt, like you could see his belly button, like it got pushed out a little bit.
Just push it back in.
Yeah, you had to like, and then like, yeah. That's like in the like when you blow up a balloon, you can pull out the thing. Yeah. It's like a prolapse belly button.
I remember that's when I learned. That was my first ever roast battle, like in general.
Yeah.
And that's when I learned you can't write smart shit. Like audiences don't want smart shit. I spent so much time researching because Parafan has those tattoos.
Yeah.
He's got the clocks, the Salvador Dali. I did research on Salvador Dali. Like I did so much.
That's so smart.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get him with this.
Yeah.
Nothing. The jokes didn't land at all.
Your understanding of expression.
Right. The one joke I had that like did well.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like leveled the room for like a few seconds. I called him an expired cup of yogurt. I spent so much time crafting these jokes, and I'm like, Daniel, you expired cup of yogurt, and like people were like,
oh yeah,
like, what the hell? Like,
I remember that joke. I think I must have been there or saw the video or something. That's a great joke. And I remember you had like good structured jokes that just weren't hidden, and then that one.
I remember I was like outside the old stand, and I was like, damn man, I spent so much time. I know so much about Salvador Dali now. Like, what am I gonna do with this knowledge?
Well, that's useful.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, you can do it, but you have to have the dumbest punchline possible.
Yeah.
Like I did one battle that I did win where like I quoted "Leaves of Grass" by Walt Whitman extensively, but then the punchline I don't even know what it was, but it was something like "You're a retard." It was like
yeah.
I like watching you battle too because like I like different styles.
Yeah.
Like you're different. Like the 5th year anniversary.
Oh
of Fight Club when it was like you and Ben Miller.
Yeah.
It was just like you sitting down on the stage while he's pulling out food.
Like, well, that one I had a prepared statement, and I was gonna my thing was like every bit was gonna go back to the prepared statement.
Yeah.
But then Ben countered with his own prepared statement, and a woman in the audience pointed at Ben and said his was better. So I couldn't do any of my bits. So I was just like. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So I just acted my way through it. And then when judges started voting for me to win at the end, I was like, did I do it? I was like certain I was like losing the entire time.
Yeah, that was the backyard of Wawa. Right?
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The no rules pandemic days.
Yeah. That was Fitborough Comedy Festival.
Yeah,
that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I battled John Fox that year.
Yeah.
At that one?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you beat him?
I did.
Hell yeah, dude. Take that, John Fox. John Fox is, in my mind, one of Pat's rivals. Pat has a few rivals. His rivals are Ilya Laxon and John Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are my rivals because I actually like them. Yeah. And then Mark also has a list of comics I hate.
Yeah, but those aren't fun rivals.
You're right. Those are real, actual, I don't feel good about that guy. Fox and Laskin. I love
it is fun because Pat's always so positive. So even when he doesn't like, it's always very surprising to me when he actually doesn't like somebody. He'll just say it very casually, like, "Oh yeah, they're awful."
Yeah. I think there's something to that too. Like I don't like battling people I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know how they feel about me, and I assume they don't like me. And then it's like.
Sometimes it's not like that though with people. Sometimes you don't like someone and then they are like, "Oh, he's cool."
Yeah.
He's a Mets fan. I like him.
Yeah. I'd rather I like battling someone I like.
Yeah.
That because I know it's fun.
Yeah.
I know it's all in good fun. Like if I don't know, even if I don't know you, I'd rather. I battled Wolfgang Hunter and I didn't know him.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
He's got kind of an intense gaze, that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just weird because if I don't know you, it's one thing. If I don't like you, it's another. And I just didn't know him. And like he's cool, he's funny.
Yeah.
But like I had no rapport, so I was like sometimes it's like, do you mean some of this stuff? Did I do something wrong? Like,
yeah, he's like sort of cold too in general. So I can see it being like that.
Yeah.
But
when I go against people, it's always disrespectful, and I'm not paying attention to them. So like when I go against someone I don't like, I'm like, oh, don't worry, I'm not. It's not about you.
Yeah.
This isn't about you. This is about nobody.
Yeah.
So when I go against someone I do like, when I went against you, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be like so disrespectful. This is gonna be like a pain in the ass for him. That's what I felt like when I went against you. But I was like, I'm gonna like be a buffoon in front of my buddy. Yeah.
But yeah, your other big one of your other big memorable Fight Club things was something that didn't even happen on the show, which is that you came to the show and then some YouTube pranker pepper sprayed you before the show.
Yeah. That was at Bowery Electric.
Yeah.
I should. You know what's funny? I was thinking about that recently, and I was like, I should roast the cops for not doing anything about it. There should be a battle. There should be CFC versus NYPD. Like, get some random cop in there so I can call him a Yeah. No, it's like So I mean, you guys know the story, but I'll tell it. So we're outside of CFC at Bowery Electric, and it was me versus David Ray Martinez.
Yes.
And my fiance was there, with me. And it was like, whatever, we're outside, we're talking, and like these two guys come up to us, one of them's holding the camera, and like, starts throwing the N-word around, and like, whatever. Listen, I'm used to white people saying the N-word, like, you guys say it all the time, so like. So.
No, I do.
So, whatever, I just kind of like laugh it off or whatever, I'm just like, all right. And he's like, I'm just a nigga like you. I'm like, no, you're not. So then after like 5 minutes of these guys just like bothering us, my fiance was like, hey, maybe just leave us alone. And one of them was like, it was all good. We were just trying to have a conversation until this white bitch over here said something. And then that's when I stepped up. And then like this was my first time being pepper sprayed, and like he pepper sprayed me as I went to like punch him.
Yeah. And
like I didn't know how to react because I was like, what's happening? Why did he just spray perfume at me? And I was wearing my glasses, so it didn't make direct contact. But then like some of it got on the side.
Yeah. So
like I start chasing this guy down the block, and I was like, my eyes hurt, and I can't see. I may tackle the wrong person. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna explain as a black guy assaulting the wrong person. So that's when I realized he pepper sprayed me. And then like, there's a 7-Eleven down the street, and like even the 7-Eleven down there is like kind of shady.
Oh yeah.
So
there's always just people hanging out.
Yeah. Right.
There's some 7-Elevens that have like a concierge, just like just a guy that's like on his log, just like, I've opened the door for you. Can you give me money? You're like, you don't need to. No one wants you to do this.
No, thank you. Nobody carries cash.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was like, the guy, the employee was about to lock the door, not to close it because he's trying to keep people out.
Yeah.
Because I guess they're in there like taking shit or whatever. So he's about to lock the door, and I'm just like, I need milk. And I walk in. I buy the milk. I go inside the bathroom at Bowery Electric, and I pour milk on my face or whatever. And then I felt fine.
Yeah.
Did the battle. I won. We went home,
which was very cool because from my perspective, you like at one point just like walk in and it looks like you've been crying. And I'm like, because you and your fiance walk by real fast concerned. You go into the bathroom and I'm like, well, those guys are having a bad day.
Yeah,
they must be having a fight. And then like you got pepper sprayed and then you go up and then you win. It's very cool. It's like it's a big perseverance.
Yeah.
And then from my perspective, you were pouring milk on your face, which is normal for you. You just do that most days. Most times I see.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I gotta do that somehow.
Are you actually lactose intolerant?
Yeah,
how did it affect your eyes?
No, not at
like
all.
super dude.
I'm pretty sure that's how I should drink milk from now on.
You have your cereal.
Yeah.
It's like, it works actually.
God,
I love ice cream.
Little yogurt's good for you.
Like I love yogurt. That's the hard part. It's like so I only we have a rule we only have ice cream on the weekends.
Yeah.
When you can have diarrhea. Yeah.
It's like I caught myself a few months ago. We bought there's this really good brand of ice cream called Jenny's.
Mm-hmm.
JENI. They sell it at if you go to the Green Bay organic groceries, there's one on 30th.
Yeah.
They have a good selection.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the City Market on 21st and Broadway that has a few decent ones. I highly recommend it. Anyway,
Welcome to Comedy Yogurt Club. This is
it's delicious. So it was like one night we were home and we had dinner, and she was like, "Do you want ice cream?" And like without missing a beat, I was like, "Not on a school night." I was like, "Oh, I'm old. The crazy thing too, like the night I got pepper sprayed, it was all good, and then we went home and I took a shower and there was still like pepper spray residue in my hair.
Yeah.
And it got my eyes again. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Will this ever end? Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, and the guy posted the video, and in the video he like goes to an open mic and he's just like filming it, and everyone's like, "Hey, could you stop doing that?" And he's like, "Nah, man." And then they're like, "Nah, man, you're not supposed to film that. Like, that's like a thing." He's like, "Oh, everyone's mad at me." Like, and then he goes to the bartender. He's like, "I got kicked out because everyone's mad at me." Like, he's just going around trying to start fights. And the second that like someone even gets a little aggressive with him, he like pepper sprays and runs away.
Yeah.
It's like very strange behavior. It's odd behavior.
Dude, the what killed me was like, I didn't know until the next morning. Somebody was like, "Yo, you're on YouTube," and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And I saw the video, and then that's when I really got mad.
Yeah.
I was over it. I was like, whatever. People get pepper sprayed all the time. and then the video came out. I was like, oh, now they're making fun of me. And I was like replying to people in the comments.
Because he had a following too.
Yeah.
So the following was like, "You guys are babies," because that's like what they do. I guess they. They're like, they watch it and then they're like, "Look at how mad and triggered everyone is."
Yeah.
One guy was like, "Oh, it's fake." I was like, "Tell that to my eyes." I'm in so much pain. I went to the cops the next day, and I went to that precinct and I told them what happened. I did the report, and then it was like so nonchalant how everybody was about it. Like the desk cop or whatever, I guess he was either. He had just gotten news that he got promoted, so there were like 15 boxes of pizza in the background because I guess there was a party for him. And he still has to do his job, so people are coming in. It's like, "Hey man, congratulations!" Like, "Oh yeah, thanks." So what did he look like? Like, what?
It was a YouTube video.
So what did I look like? You want a slice? We got plenty here. I really have a slice.
Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah. He was like, "So what happened? Did you catch him?" I was like, "No, I didn't catch him. But I caught him. I would have beat his ass." And he was like, "You know, it's a good thing you didn't catch him and beat his ass because you would have got charged with assault." I'm like, "What the fuck? How is pepper spraying me not assault?" He's like,
"Yeah, no, that's a pepper."
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. You guys aren't doing anything about anything.
That's not assault. That's a pepper.
That's good.
No, yeah. So like, then I was like, all right, So they assigned it to a detective. The detective, I don't know what it's about food in that department, but I called the detective one day and like I was just kind of following up, and you could tell I interrupted her lunch, and like you could hear her chewing.
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I don't know. We still gotta." I was like, "Well, I'm sure they have cameras outside of Bowery Electric or up the street. I don't know." And I was like, "I have a screenshot of what it looks like." "Yeah, okay, send that over." And I haven't heard it since.
Yeah. And there's a YouTube video of it.
Yeah,
like,
I have.
Yeah.
I
know who he is. There's a video of the event happening. like why can't you?
I found his channel.
It's bizarre.
I was like, here is all this information that you could have done, but I did it for you.
Yeah.
Please find this guy so I can press charges. And they're like, nah.
Damn.
Man, that really doesn't make any sense other than they don't care.
No.
That's the like there's no like, oh well, when you on video, if it's on YouTube then technically there's not much if anything that would make it easier for you to do your job.
Yeah, it's like I've heard that like, you can steal from Target like a certain amount of money before they actually like do anything for you.
Yeah.
It's like that, we're like, well, no one died and you just gotta just gotta move on.
But then like I tried to make this as big a case as I could. I went to the eye doctor. I was like, maybe because they said I had a scratched cornea, but they gave me drops to fix it. So like even the doctors were like, yeah, okay, well here's some drops. Damn. Does anybody want justice?
Yeah.
This is why there's Batman.
Right. I have an eye patch if you want. Like you were like, yeah, it's from that thing again.
Yeah.
It's taking money out of my pocket.
Right.
Do one of those law commercials.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I just got a ticket the other day. I got a court summons the other day.
For what?
Saying I missed a court for a parking ticket in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, for a car I haven't owned for multiple years. For for a license plate number where the license plates are still just like in my closet. Like there's literally no way it happened, and I'm like so angry about it. So every time I get a little bit bored, I'm just like, I just in my head play the scenario where I go to court to argue that I don't own the car anymore, and then the judge is mean to me.
Also, that's so far to go.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I would hate to have to go that far to fight something.
Yeah, but Point Pleasant is nice, and I would have a lovely time going there.
Yeah.
Right.
And my friends and family live down there, but it just doesn't make any sense.
That's a good excuse for a little trip.
Yeah.
Nice little court date. A court date and a regular date, maybe.
It's annoying because I know if I just pay the $50, I don't have to think about it ever again.
That's true.
But like I'm like I have to fight it, and then I'm like trying to log in, and then the login's like you need to have a password that's like 16 letters, and some of them have to be like @ signs.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I fucking hate every part of this. And then I typed it in wrong because it's like hidden, so I have to like refigure out my password. And it's just like every moment I'm doing it, I'm just like annoyed by it.
That's what they want.
Yeah. Just be like, just pay the money.
Just
If you don't
do
pay
it.
the ticket, does it become like a warrant or anything?
Yeah, I get a warrant, and then they
you
can
want that.
supposedly suspend my license.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that you like could trade a car in that was about to break down.
Yeah.
Years later, they're like, you shouldn't have parked.
Yeah. That one time.
You shouldn't have. Whatever. Like we saw a car and we decided it was yours. It doesn't matter. Like it was probably literally just like because I went to my uncle who like used to be a cop, and he was just like, yeah, they probably wrote down some numbers and then they wrote it down bad, so they just like found yours, and you're like, well, that's a Volvo,
right?
And then they just put it in there, and then like when they're like, why isn't he at court? We gave him the ticket.
The other way, it works the other way too. Like if you get a legitimate ticket, the cop has to write it down perfectly. Because if anything's wrong, you can just be like, nah, this ain't me. I got a ticket. I got a speeding ticket one time, and like on my license, my address, my mom's house is like 14001, and the guy put 14003, and I was like, I went to court. I was like, this is not me. They were like, but I was like, it's not me. It's not my address.
Right. That's the best way to challenge something in law is just be like, oh well, the case doesn't make any sense. Like that. So it's
if
done.
this is wrong, everything's wrong.
Yeah, right. So like I got a parking ticket recently, and like everything was wrong about it the way that they wrote the ticket. Where I was parked like kind of close to a fire hydrant, and they put 0 feet away, like basically that I parked right in front of the fire hydrant. It's like, okay, that's not true, but there's nothing you can do. Like and I tried sending pictures to them like about why things were off, and like the names were wrong on the ticket, like which cop was there, and then the other thing, and so I went to the website where you're supposed to be able to send the picture, and it wouldn't let me send the picture. Right, so I put that in this big note. I was like, hey, so this was wrong, this was wrong. They didn't let me put a picture in, which makes me think that you don't let people put pictures in because you don't want them to be able to challenge the ticket, and the ticket was wiped out of the system.
It was like some guy saw it, he was like, yeah, you're right.
All right. yeah. No, that's why we do it,
I had a ticket for parking in an area with for not having a permit that I do have. So I had like all these pictures. It took months for me to get the Zoom court date. And I finally go there, and the judge is like, "You think they just give out tickets? You think the cop just write out tickets?" And I'm like, I don't think so, but I do have the parking permit. He goes, "Listen, I'm gonna wipe this one away, but next time you need evidence." I'm like, I have evidence. Yeah. Like, can I get a get out of jail free card for the next one? Right?
When I don't have evidence.
But this one I do have it. Yeah. Because if I did it, I'm like, I don't care. I'll just pay it. I don't think about it again.
There is something satisfying about like getting out of something. When you know you're right. Like I was in the Bronx one time, and I was double parked. Technically, my car was in drive. So what happened was my friend went into a store, and my car's in drive, and I see a spot. Yeah. There's a guy that gets out of the car, standing in the spot where the car was, and the car pulls out. So I'm waiting for the guy to cross the street so I can take the thing, and then the traffic cop comes and like scans my registration. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm giving you a ticket. I'm like, I'm parking right there. She's like, you're double parked. I'm like, the car's in drive, and she's like, tell it to the judge. And I was like, I will. The very next day, I went to the courthouse. I was like, "This is what happened. I was in drive. She didn't even give me the opportunity to park. It was like I'm not gonna hit somebody to get a parking spot in the Bronx." Yeah. And then the guy, they was like, "All right, whatever," threw it out. And I was like, I felt vindicated.
Yeah.
I carried that out like that, man. That momentum took me for a few days.
You jogged down the courthouse steps.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
I felt like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas when he gets off. It's like I didn't rat on nobody either.
Never squeal and always keep your mouth shut. Right?
I wonder if I can just call the Point Pleasant Police Department and be like, hey, I got a thing, because it isn't that big of a town. No, that's probably not true. I think I have to do all the things.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's a nice town.
Yeah. Go. I have no plans to go there right now. But all right, let's get back to roast battle a little bit. Your first main event was against Stephen Bowles, right?
Bowles, yeah. That was probably my most fun having. It's the most fun I've had at a roast battle because I like Stephen.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he's funny, and I know he's good at it. So like I put a lot of effort into it.
That was Grove 34 as well. That one, I feel like we had like a couple of like rough weeks planning before that one. There were a couple shows where like people kept dropping out like day of and stuff, and like even that one, I think there's only 3 battles on that because a couple battles dropped out like day of. But that show was the first one at Grove 34, and it was like so fun the whole time. And like you like having the first main event and then being like really good at it was like that's awesome when someone gets the opportunity to do the main event and then they're hilarious. It's so fun. And that I feel like after that like things turned around again. We like got out of like a weird little slump we were at. That was fun too because like even like some of the jokes I wrote like I'll recycle jokes for like other battles and like if it applies. But like I think my favorite joke I wrote for that battle was Stephen Bowles is a tasker with TaskRabbit, and he does a lot of odd jobs for money. Some of those jobs include hand rim and blow. I was like that. I'm very proud of that show.
That's just beautiful. That's just well, when the two of you went against each other, like I like you both. And it's one of those like it's like if you go to a concert and you see 2 musicians, you're like, oh yeah, they would go well together. You didn't think of it before, but you're like, yeah, those guys are good.
And that was Pride, and he had like it was like you know. It was such a.
And you're both huge homos.
I've sucked it. You know, whatever.
So I, you know. But you're the best homo.
Well, is it fun?
Sucking dick?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know, I try to have fun with it.
Tell us more. And also,
I've only done it with trans women, but only for like a little bit. I'll do it for like a minute or 2, and then I'm like, all right, you're my turn.
It's cheating. It's not. It's different if it's a trans woman.
That's a clit.
It's just a big old.
It's a big old clit.
Damn ally. Who saw that coming?
In July, no less. I mean, Pride ended like 23 days ago. This guy. No, that was a real fun. But like, it's again like even like against SB, that was a fun one because like she's cool. I like her.
Yes,
she's very chill. Like,
oh, you did a main event against SB?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Like,
I have no memory of that right now.
Well, she beat me. I don't know why. I think the only person I could say I don't look forward to battling. Is maybe like John Ajoda.
Okay, yeah.
Because like I don't know if he likes me or not. I don't. You don't have to be this mean to me.
See,
He's so intense.
I would love to be in there with John and Joda when he's like being really mean and like fighting with the judges and all that stuff. But my thing is, I just don't have an angle against him.
Right.
Because I just like him. I don't know him. He's like just on the edge of. I know a little enough about him that I couldn't write a whole statement and make it personal. You know what I mean? Like if I knew him a little better, I could do it. But like I've only ever had like just almost like mildly nice things with him. You know, like and like he's like aggressive, but like in terms of working with someone, he's like so easy to work with. Texts you back immediately. Like is like upfront if he can or can't do anything. Like just like really and just like funny when he does it. So like I have no like negative animosity, and my best battles are when I'm friends with someone, but like they do things that annoy me. And so like he doesn't do anything that annoys me. So I'm just like I'd have to fully make up something. It'd be really difficult to be in there, but I would love to be up there while you're just like throwing fists.
It's crazy because I've seen, even if it's not against me, I've seen him battle other people. I'm just like, yo, does he not like?
It looks like he's trying to bring them down.
do you mean some of this stuff?
Are you trying to take him down a peg?
Like, even like Ilya, who's kind of like also intimidating in that way.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, we've had very limited conversation, and he's always so nice.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think I've had that enough with John and Joda, where like I assume he's because we've never had an unpleasant conversation.
Sure.
But like, it feels different, even though it's the same sort of energy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ilya's offstage persona is like very different. Like where he'll make fun of the thing that you want to be made fun of, like it's like about like your work, about your work or something. You're like, yeah, thanks, man. Like, but he'll like shit on something that you're like, yeah, thanks for shitting on that. Like, that's really nice. Whereas John and Joda will like kind of still be shitting on you, even in person. And I have grown up being like, that's so good. It's so funny that you're shitting on me.
There was I judged one of the tournaments, I guess, and like I was like judging, and he said something. I was like, what the hell? I'm over here. I'm not. I'm like.
I love it when he fights the judges.
I like it when it's not
crazy.
me.
Yeah,
it's great when it's not me.
We went against each other. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
We did another Halloween one where me and Brendan Puff did Chick-fil-A,
and I was Popeyes.
And you were Popeyes.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want us to do a whole bunch of like, he's a black guy with not fried chicken. Like, I didn't want to. Because I just don't. Other people could write that joke. I just don't know.
You guys legitimately won that battle, but like I just happened to muster up black people on my side.
Well, that was our tactical error. Was that we alienated all the black people by being too gay the whole
time.
No,
yeah, you can't. Yeah, you gotta ride that line, man.
Yeah, well, because that was like Lawrence and all of his friends. So you're not close to them, right?
Not really, no.
No, so it's like Lawrence and like Miles and like all those guys. Like they're
Miles in the toes.
Yeah, Miles in the toes. And like every time they're there, they want all the black people to win and all the white people to lose. And but they're upfront about it, so you're like, you respect it. You're like, that's what they want.
Yeah,
you know?
They're not gonna hide it.
Yeah, and like and when they saw me and Puff in like our like red shirts, they were like, hey, it's Chick-fil-A. And then the second we started kissing and stuff, they were like, no.
the moment I knew I had a chance to win was when I think one of you ordered Chick-fil-A sauce. And I was like, the black people aren't going for this. I need to lean into the other way.
Because Puff really didn't want to. Like, I pitched it to him, and he's like, I don't want to do that. And then he like was like, that is funny. They'll all do it.
We have to do it.
You guys legitimately won.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is gonna work in my favor.
That's one of those ones where like in the room, because I've had ones where I've lost in the room, and then outside people are like, I saw the video, that was very funny. But like in the room, people are like, what? Yeah. But yeah, so you did that, and that was juxtaposing with another memorable you had, which is that like you had like Lawrence and them on your side, and then when he went against Ilya, and they all turned on you.
Yeah. It's like, and I didn't do anything other than not be black, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong.
You were still black. Because you weren't winning. You weren't dominating him.
But that's Ilya's a fucking buzzsaw. Like
yeah, he's like legitimately one of the best. And and they were like, how could you let him do this? You're like, I have no control over this.
He's the best roaster in New York City. Give me a break.
Like, we were outside. I remember at one point, so it was like, I forgot who else was outside, but like we were outside, and Lawrence was like, "Yo, how you let him beat you like that?" And then somebody else was like, "Yo, Ilya's pretty good."
It was Ilya who said that. Yeah.
Ilya was like, I'm really good.
Ilya's pretty good.
It was like, there was something I said. It's always, I don't know. Like when Lawrence does that, and like he's in the background, you can hear him like it was like, "Fuck no," and I'm like, man, that hurt.
I just remember because he was like, I feel like he was drunk, and I was like in the back, and I just remember him almost like just like grabbing some random guy, being like, "How is Stan letting him do this? Stan, come on!"
It was like all of a sudden I was fighting for the race. I'm like, no, we're just telling jokes.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this up. We do you have anything else you want to tell us about roast battles or anything, or about Comedy Fight Club, or?
I don't know. Like I mean, Fight Club is fun as hell. Like I remember used to, like when it was in the basement at Lucky Jack's or even at Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Like there was some. I talk about, being born and raised in New York. Like I I talk about how much I miss the old New York.
Yeah.
And that to me was like such an old New York thing, like just getting like these random ass people together in the basement of this weird like vampire bar in the Lower East Side on a Sunday night was hilarious to me. Like my favorite was like you'd be at Lovecraft, and like at the end of the show somebody would call somebody else out. Yeah. And I'm like, this is like legit, like people, like this is like Fight Club for real. Yeah. And like I was always too intimidated
to call him out.
Oh yeah. Because I was like,
it was like these people don't like each other.
Yeah,
like, that was out of hatred that guy called him out. Yeah.
I did the call out thing once because it was like before I went to fight. The first time I went to Fight Club, Bobby Sheehan, I was friends with him, and he was like, "You got to come to Fight Club. We're gonna watch one, and at the end, we're gonna call each other out." So I sat there and I watched the whole show, and I was like, "Wow!" And then it was like Matt's birthday, so everyone was doing jokes about him. And then I was like, "I call out Bobby Sheehan," and then we like next week we were there and we did it, and it was like. It was very like cool to see it and do it that way.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was. I mean, some of the battles now, like I think, like you showed me the lineup tonight. Yeah. And some like I think Eric Asker is one of the best in the city.
Yeah. Tonight we're filming Eric Asker versus Devin Bramble. We're gonna film on a roof in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think Eric Asker is one of the best I think in the city. He's very, very good. Mm-hmm. He's done the New York Comedy Club one.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that like. There's almost too many different ways to roast battle. Yeah. You got CFC, you got New York Comedy Club, you got roasted, and it's cool, but like there almost needs to be a way to kind of consolidate all that, because there's good battles in all of those. If you could just combine them, it would be great.
Well, even that's what Comedy Fight Club was. What like early on was, it felt like that's where you'd have the Brooklyn comedy scene, the Grizzly Pear open mic comedy scene, and then the Laughing Buddha, and then a few, however many others. You'd have like all these scenes that never would normally interact, and then they all came together. Like I know Greg and Rob would call that was like the Sunday football game, where everyone from high school would just come and be like, "Oh hey man," like you don't hang out with that guy, but now you're sitting next to him and like, "Oh hey, what's up?" Yeah.
It's true, because like there's a lot of people that I didn't see often, and I would see them at Fight Club. Like you guys, like I'd only see you guys at Fight Club for a long time, and then you know, kind of branched out from there.
Yeah. That's when we fell in love. It was a Comedy Fight Club.
Yeah. We discovered we went to different Catholic high schools in the tri-state area.
Yeah. That's right.
I say this all the time. Mark, I don't know if you know this. My last high school football game was against his school.
Oh, was it?
We lost 13-7.
Yeah, he's been beating you guys forever.
Back when I was 7 years old or whatever.
That would have been really funny if you brought that up. Yeah. It's like, by the way, take this loss again. Like,
another loss. Yeah, from the St. Peter's Eagles, baby. That was a nice, earnest ending to the CFC Confidential.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks for that.
And a plea for the roast battle scenes to all come together.
That's right.
You know, we tried to do as much as possible. We worked with the Philly scenes. We were in Rhode Island recently. Yeah. In Jersey, we tried to like bring as many things together. And one day, maybe there will be one prime, roast battle show. There's some one world government roast battle show.
There's some good battlers out there. Like I like Romy Rosner, like from Philly, like. Really, really good. Like it's great to see.
She was like unbeatable too in Philly.
Yeah.
Like we brought Ben down, who was a champion at the time, and he ended up losing to Romy in Philly because like every joke that didn't fully hit, nothing. Like if his joke was good, it would hit. But if any part of it wasn't perfect, like the whole audience would just fucking bury it.
Yeah.
Like they really want her to win. If something was too mean, they would like get upset on her behalf.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
They wanted her to be their queen.
Yeah.
They're like, no, she must win this roast battle in a bar.
Pat went against her, and they didn't even process anything he said as jokes. They just thought he just came in to say mean things to their friend.
I called her a cunt 7 times. Like, what can I say? What can I say?
They're like, why is he doing this?
It's funny, like if nobody knows what you're doing, it comes off so weird.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
I had to like explain to my fiance that it's a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, man, he's calling everybody a faggot. I'm like, yeah, but like he doesn't mean it.
Yeah. when he said the ally thing early.
Right. It's all cool. We're all faggots, right? We're all in our own way.
Yeah. We are, and that's been Comedy Central. Comedy Fight Club.
This is Comedy Central.
This is Comedy Central.
Brought to you by Manscaped.
Manscaped. CFC 20 for 20% off. We'll see you guys around.
And Stan, do you have anything coming up? That
Leap of Faith at the Fifthborough Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Me and Matt Stores are hosting, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, Mark and Matt are doing it.
Oh, sick! Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. That'll be the comedy show that you're doing.
Oh, okay. I am doing that, so you for sure should go.
Yeah, Leap of Faith. It's a stand-up show. It's gonna
also, if you love Matt Stores, you should go to Edinburgh, Scotland, where he will be on a couple of my American cheese shows. I'm going to be in Scotland all of August. I'm not sure if we might take a break from this, or we'll bang something. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this podcast for that. But I'm going to be in Scotland, so if you happen to be in Edinburgh, Scotland, either come to see An American Christmas with the Big Dog, which is my solo show every day at noon at Hootenanny's in Edinburgh, or come out to American Cheese, which is going to be a showcase show, and we have at 4 o'clock every day for the whole month.
Yeah, Fitboro Comedy Festival is like August 25th, 31st, September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 8th, I think it is. Got a lot of dates, got a lot of shows, so come out to that. This will be out before then. So come out to those. And say a curse word to close us out. You know what I want you to say.
Nigga?
Yeah. What's up? Commissioner Matt Marin here. I never come to a real show without first doing, you know what? Shaving my balls with Manscaped. Comedy Fight Club is now brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, promo code CFC20 for 20% off and free shipping worldwide. You can get boxers, you can get grooming equipment, you can get grooming equipment for your beard, for your balls, whatever you want. It's 2023, anyone can have balls now. You can get the performance package, comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, that's what I use. It is a game changer. It reduces the risk of cuts and it's waterproof. And if you get the performance package, it comes with the Weed Whacker. You can use that for your nose, for your ear trimming, anywhere you got hair on your body, Manscaped's got your back. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the promo code CFC20. If you love this show, you want to support this show, this is a way to help us out. It's our first sponsor. Go to manscaped.com, use our promo code. You'll be helping our show and you'll be helping your balls.